So this is Kas. He is an 8-year-old German riding pony, and Kas is a really good boy. He will jump whatever's in front of him. He has great changes. He lets kids ride him. He goes on trail rides with my husband. He gives riding lessons. He goes to shows and he shows up like a champ. He's really, really good. He had a really great foundation put on him, and he is a very talented pony. I'm very lucky to have him. But Kas can be a little bit ground spooky, and when he came to me, he didn't like shadows, and he didn't like if there was a puddle in the ring, or if the sprinkler had hit the arena and changed the look of the sand. He would get a bit nervous and sort of peek and look down, and it's gotten much better. But he seemed like a good candidate to show you how a horse could react to the tarp and how to work them through that, because he probably will pose some spooky behavior. So, and this is really good for a horse that is reactive. It's good for a horse that's not reactive too. It might be a good exercise to help you and your horse bond a little bit. And if you have a horse that doesn't like puddles, or maybe is afraid of the liverpool in the jumper ring, maybe they peek down at when the ground changes, or they peek at the banners at the horse show. This is just something that gives them a challenge in their mind. And then they are going to realize that you can help guide them through something that scares them. So it's just a good building block for you and your horse. It is not meant to be stressful. However, it can be a little stressful at first. And so some horses understand the tarp in 5 minutes, and some horses take a few days to understand what they're supposed to do with said object. Especially if you have a jumper, they might think it's something they have to leap over. And in this case, that's not what we want. We actually just want them to understand that if we tell them to stand there, they can, and to not be afraid. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, let me grab my flag. Sorry. So I have here my training flag. This is used for a desensitization process, and then it is used for guidance and to help your horse understand what you want. So this is not a whip to be hitting them to go forward. This is more of a guiding tool. It's something to keep their attention. Kas has already been introduced to the flag, but I'll reintroduce him quickly. I'll let him smell it. If your horse is uncomfortable with the flag, you can watch my flag training video that I haven't made yet, but I will. So, but today's about the tarp. So I'll just rub it on him a little bit, get him familiar, right? As you can see, he's interested, but he's not stressed. He's not spooking at it. And that's what I want. I just want him to understand that I'm using this as an extension of my arm, a guiding tool, something that is just going to help him know where to put his feet. All right. So you'll start with a little bit of a lunge situation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start to drive him over towards the tarp. And you can see him look at it, and we're going to let him circle by it. Okay, so you never want to just force them straight over it, especially if you think they might be a little hairy about it. I'm going to get a little more walk here. Let him go away from me a little bit more. And now we'll see if we can drive him up near it. Now I've set the tarp. I've set the tarp a little bit. Okay, we got a little stuck. Good. Ooh, hoop, hoop, hoop. Good. Okay, so what I'm saying is I set the tarp a little bit away from the fence, because if he wants to go by it, he can. We don't want him to feel trapped, like he's approaching it and he's going to be forced over it and he's going to have to freak out, right? That's the same reaction a horse would give you if you're riding it and they don't want to, right? That feeling of like, no, I can't possibly, right? So that is what we want to not invite. So if there's a way around, it's okay for now. I know some people might be like, over, under, through, you have to go over it. If your horse is nervous, the last thing you want to do is introduce any amount of force, and if it takes him a few minutes to understand what's going on, that's fine with me. So what I want to do is, you could see there he locked in his shoulder a little bit. So I'm going to use my flag, come on, to unlock his shoulder. He's like, you desensitized me. Good, good. And I'll let him walk by it. Good, good boy. And the object here is just, you know, forward and relaxed. Good, I like this. He's lowering his head. His lips are soft, his ears are soft. I'm gonna let him go past it again. Good boy. And that can be spooky too for a horse, to pass through a small space. Good boy. Okay, now I'm gonna see if I can coax him to step on it. Ooh, okay. You gotta watch that, because they'll jump on top of you sometimes. Good. Ah, good boy. Good boy. So any amount of feet touching is rewarded, even if it's a little spastic. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. So we want him to understand that the different ground is not scary. It's okay. And it's okay because I'm saying it's okay. Good boy. Ooh. Good boy. So he did it pretty well a couple times. So then give him a break, you know, don't keep pushing it so hard that they then don't understand what they were supposed to do. Horses like rest, you know. I think that's something people forget when they're training, is horses do like rest. You know, if your horse is happy, what's he doing? He's standing still. He's like this. Yeah, okay, so when your horse does something right, maybe just let him rest, you know, just let him come back down to earth. He conquered his greatest fear, okay, so we're gonna give him lots of praise for that. Oh, easy boy, easy boy, good boy. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring him back over here, and instead of lunging him over it, we're gonna see if he'll just follow me over it calmly. Attaboy. Good. So that's also a good thing that he did, because, you know, if I ask him to come across something that's spooky, maybe a creek, maybe some uneven terrain, he's shown me in that moment, okay, I trust you enough to follow you over it, which is great. Now, when you change direction, sometimes, as you all know, it becomes totally different. So just be careful that while you're doing this, you're not allowing him to get pushy, because he's like, no, I can't. Yes, you can, right? That's the whole idea. Forward and yes, you can. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, now I'm gonna lunge him the other way over it. Good boy. So when they're lunging over it, keep in mind that this is more simulated when you're riding him, because if you're leading him, obviously you're on the ground with him, but when you're riding him, they have to go first, right? So think of it that way. They're going first. Their head is in front of yours. So they technically have to be confident enough to go first. So when you lunge them over it, you might see that they don't want to lunge over it, and that is just a confidence thing. Good boy, Kas. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. And lots of praise when they do it well. Good boy. Good boy. And ho. Good. So you can see he's really he's gotten over it. He's relaxed. He's lunging with his head down. It is hot today, but still, he's accepted the question. He's answered it multiple times, and he's done it in a calm fashion. So I would just call that good for today. There's no point to keep going if he gets it. Keep in mind that if you're trying this at home, your horse might not get to this relaxed state that quickly, or they might get there quicker. So just see what you get. Try to go into it with no preconceived notions of how it's going to be, but just see what your horse is going to do and work with him from there. Remember to be very patient through this, because the horse needs calm guidance when they're being afraid of something.